Cellular, released in 2004, is a high-octane thriller that keeps audiences on the edge of their seats. Jason Statham plays a pivotal role as the villainous Ethan Greer, a corrupt cop. The film, directed by David R. Ellis, revolves around a kidnapping and a desperate rescue attempt, set in motion by a random phone call that transforms an ordinary man into an unlikely hero. The story begins with Jessica Martin, played by Kim Basinger, a high school science teacher who is violently kidnapped from her home by Ethan Greer and his gang. Jessica is thrown into the attic of an isolated house, and without knowing why she has been abducted, she finds herself at the mercy of these brutal criminals. Ethan destroys the landline in the room, but using her scientific knowledge, Jessica manages to reassemble the broken phone enough to dial a random number in a desperate attempt for help. That random call reaches Ryan, played by Chris Evans, a young carefree man who has just had an argument with his girlfriend. At first, Ryan believes the call is a prank, but Jessica's panicked voice and plea for help convince him that something terrible is happening. She explains her situation, that she has been kidnapped and doesn't know why, and that her life, along with her family's, is in danger. Ryan is suddenly thrust into a race against time as Jessica tells him that the criminals are planning something even more sinister, and that her family is also being targeted. Ryan becomes Jessica's lifeline, as her phone signal is fragile and any disruption could end their connection permanently. The film shifts into a fast-paced, action-packed thriller as Ryan scrambles across Los Angeles trying to help Jessica. He must navigate through busy streets, breaking into various places and dodging obstacles to keep his phone connected and buy time to rescue her. With no law enforcement he can trust, since Jessica reveals that the men who kidnapped her are police officers, Ryan takes matters into his own hands. Meanwhile, Ethan Greer, the ruthless cop played by Jason Statham, is revealed to be at the center of the conspiracy. He and his crew, including other corrupt officers, are involved in a plot to steal a large sum of money through illegal means, and Jessica's husband inadvertently became aware of their criminal activities. Ethan believes that by holding Jessica hostage, he can force her husband to reveal the location of some incriminating evidence, and they are willing to go to extreme lengths to silence her and her family. As the story progresses, Ryan becomes more resourceful and determined, even though he starts out as a regular guy with no special skills or experience in such situations. He steals a car, gets into high-speed chases, and narrowly escapes dangerous confrontations with Ethan's men, all while staying on the phone with Jessica. His transformation from an ordinary citizen into a hero is one of the film's central arcs. Along the way, Ryan also learns about the corruption within the police department, deepening the stakes as he tries to find someone he can trust. Eventually, the tension peaks as Ryan discovers where Jessica is being held and rushes to save her, despite facing numerous life-threatening challenges. The film also follows Jessica's own struggles as she attempts to escape on her own, cleverly using her surroundings to outwit her captors. Her resourcefulness adds to the suspense, showing that she isn't just a damsel in distress, but is actively trying to survive. The climactic sequence sees Ryan infiltrating the location where Jessica is imprisoned, just as Ethan's plans start to unravel. A final confrontation occurs between Ryan, Jessica, and Ethan, with the latter showing no mercy in his pursuit of covering up his criminal activities. Jason Statham's portrayal of Ethan Greer is cold, calculating, and relentless, making him a formidable villain who doesn't hesitate to use violence to achieve his ends. In the end, Ryan manages to outmaneuver Ethan and his gang, rescuing Jessica and exposing the corrupt cops' conspiracy. Ethan meets his downfall in a violent showdown, as his crimes are finally revealed. The police corruption is brought to light, and justice is served, largely thanks to Ryan's courage and determination. Blends fast-paced action with a suspenseful narrative that keeps viewers hooked from start to finish. The film is notable for its real-time stakes, with the fragility of the phone connection acting as a metaphor for the delicate and intense nature of the situation. Jason Statham's menacing presence as the antagonist adds a dark edge to the film, as his character is willing to go to extreme lengths to cover up his corruption. Meanwhile, Chris Evans' portrayal of the everyman hero makes the film relatable, showing how ordinary people can rise to extraordinary challenges when pushed to their limits. In its final moments, leaves audiences with the message that even the most unlikely heroes can make a difference in the face of overwhelming danger, and that courage and resourcefulness can triumph over fear and corruption. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notifications on our new videos.